Cesare Borgia, who lived from 1475 to 1507, was an Italian nobleman, politician, and military leader who rose to prominence during the Renaissance era. He was the son of Pope Alexander VI and played a major role in his father's political and religious affairs. Borgia is often depicted as a ruthless and cunning individual who sought to expand his power and influence by any means necessary, including murder and deceit. Despite this reputation, he was also known for his military prowess and is credited with implementing several important reforms in the Papal States during his time in power. Cesare Borgia rose to prominence through his father's position as Pope Alexander VI, who used his papal authority to secure his son's political and military power. Borgia was appointed as Archbishop of Valencia at the age of 18 and later served as commander of the papal army. He used his military prowess to expand his territories, conquering the cities of Umbria and the Romagna, and establishing himself as a dominant force in central Italy. In addition to his military conquests, Borgia also used his political skills and cunning to build alliances and eliminate rivals. He formed a partnership with France and used the support of French troops to gain control over various territories. Borgia's reputation as a ruthless and cunning politician was further solidified by his alleged involvement in several notorious plots, including the murder of his brother, Juan Borgia. Despite his ruthless reputation, Borgia is also remembered for his reforms in the Papal States. He implemented a number of administrative, financial, and military reforms aimed at improving the efficiency of the papal government and strengthening the Papal States' hold on central Italy. Borgia's impact on Italian politics and history has been widely debated, with some viewing him as a visionary leader while others see him as a power-hungry opportunist. Cesare Borgia was surrounded by several scandals throughout his life that further contributed to his reputation as a ruthless and cunning individual. Some of the most notable scandals include: number 1, the murder of Juan Borgia. Juan Borgia, Cesare's brother, was murdered in a plot that was widely attributed to Cesare. This incident further solidified Cesare's reputation for violence and deceit. Number 2, plot against the Sforza family. Borgia is alleged to have plotted against a powerful Sforza family in Milan, using the services of a notorious assassin known as, quote, the Moor. This plot further cemented his reputation for treachery and cunning. Number 3, extramarital affairs. Borgia was widely rumored to have had extramarital affairs, including a relationship with his sister, Lucrezia Borgia. These rumors added to his already scandalous reputation and further fueled public speculation about his true character. Number 4, use of poison. Borgia was also rumored to have used poison to eliminate his political rivals. This reputation for poisoning led many of his enemies to fear him and further contributed to his notoriety. It is important to note that the historical accuracy of many of these scandals is open to debate, and some have been challenged by modern scholars. However, they have become part of the popular image of Cesare Borgia as a ruthless and cunning individual and continue to shape his legacy to this day. Cesare Borgia had a number of enemies during his lifetime, many of whom were political rivals who sought to undermine his power and influence. Some of his most notable enemies include: number 1, the Sforza family. The Sforza family was a powerful dynasty in Milan that was hostile towards the Borgia and the Papacy. Borgia is alleged to have plotted against the Sforzas in an attempt to gain control over Milan. Number 2, the Colonna family. The Colonna family was a powerful noble family in Rome, and that was hostile towards the Borgia family, including his father, Pope Alexander VI. The Colonnas sought to undermine the Borgia's power and influence and were involved in several plots against him. Number 3, the Orsini family. The Orsini family was another powerful noble family in Rome that was hostile towards Borgia and his father. The Orsinis were involved in several plots against Borgia and were among his most persistent enemies. And number 4, the Venetian Republic. The Venetian Republic was a maritime republic in Italy that was hostile towards Borgia and the Papacy. Borgia's military conquests in central Italy were seen as a threat to Venetian interest, and the Venetians sought to undermine his power and influence. Borgia's enemies sought to undermine his power and influence through political intrigue, military force, and assassination plots. Borgia was able to maintain his power and influence through his military prowess, political skill, and cunning, and was able to neutralize many of his enemies over time. However, he remained a controversial and divisive figure throughout his life, and his legacy continues to be shaped by his many enemies and scandals. Cesare Borgia's relationship with the cardinals in the Catholic Church was complex and often fraught with tension. As the son of Pope Alexander VI, Borgia was deeply involved in the political and religious affairs of the Church and used his father's position to advance his own interest. This often put him at odds with the cardinals, who saw Borgia as a threat to the independence of the Church. Despite this tension, Borgia was able to maintain the support of many of the cardinals through a combination of political skill and brute force. He used his military prowess to kill opposition and to secure his hold on the territories that he had conquered, and was able to build alliances with key figures in the church through his political cunning. At the same time, Borgia's actions and reputation caused concern among many within the church, who saw him as a threat to the independence and stability of the Catholic Church. This led to opposition from certain quarters within the church, including some cardinals and members of the clergy who sought to undermine his power and influence. Overall, Borgia's relationship with the cardinals in the Catholic Church was marked by tension and conflict, and he remained a controversial and divisive figure throughout his life. Despite this, he was able to maintain his power and influence through a combination of military prowess, political skill, and cunning, and continues to be remembered as one of the most important figures of the Italian Renaissance. Cesare Borgia did not have any known children and did not take a wife. Borgia was known for his reputation as a womanizer and for his many extramarital affairs, but there is no evidence that he had any children. Borgia's sister, Lucrezia Borgia, was married several times for political reasons, but Cesare himself did not enter into a political marriage to secure alliances or advance his own interest. It is possible that Borgia had illegitimate children, but there is no definitive evidence of this, and any children he may have had would not have had any legitimate claim to his titles or property. Borgia's lack of heirs was one of the factors that contributed to the eventual decline of his power and influence after his death. Cesare Borgia is viewed in different ways by different people, and his legacy remains controversial and divisive to this day. To some, Borgia is seen as a ruthless political operator who used his military prowess and cunning to build a vast empire and to secure his hold on power. These people view him as a symbol of the excesses and corruption of the Renaissance era and see his actions as representative of the many scandals and controversies that surrounded the Catholic Church during this time. To others, Borgia is seen as a brilliant military strategist and a visionary leader who sought to create a unified Italy and to free the country from the control of foreign powers. These people view him as a pioneer of the Renaissance and see his actions as the first step in the creation of a modern and independent Italy. Overall, Borgia continues to be remembered as one of the most important figures of the Italian Renaissance, and his legacy continues to be shaped by his many scandals, controversies, and achievements. Whether he is seen as a symbol of corruption and excess or as a visionary leader, Borgia remains one of the most intriguing and controversial figures in the history of Italy and the Catholic Church. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you all next time.
Just saying I'm the man, facts bro, lot of haters, tell me where they